Nation. And welcome back to Detroit, Michigan for the fourth and final game of pool play here in the border battle. It'll be the Sioux Junior Greyhounds and your Pittsburgh Penguins Elite. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Viking Ice Arena here in Detroit, Michigan. We had Brian Carter on the mic there for a minute. He threw the headset down in disgust because I didn't toss it to him soon enough, I don't think. Manager extraordinaire. We are about ready to get to action here. The starting lineups today brought to you by the training table at the Lemieux Center. Cranberry Township, Pennsylvania. In net, number 29 right in front of you is Preston Clutter. On defense, 77 Jake Starr and 90 Tino Valella.
Come on, Cruz, that you got this, but I know it's just practice.
Whoa, it'll be
Lucy giving a
Lucy
huge shout out to
jumping
Cruz.
on to shout out brother Cruz Armstrong. Is Jack Reel is going to be your right wing. Number 43, Cameron Evans on the left. And at center, number 10, Luca Filiaggi. The Greyhounds control the puck here as they drive into the Penguin zone, defended well by Valella. All the way to the wall where a battle ensues. Filiaggi there in support. Now the Greyhounds get control.
They're great uniforms by the Greyhounds. I think it looks awesome. Yellow against the full red.
Yeah, you got the red unis.
Almost like the away versus the away in the NHL, if you will, with the way this looks. It looks awesome.
Got like the 4 stars on the collar of the shirt. And you've got the Greyhound logo on the chest, a big white circle with the running dog on it. Red jerseys, red pants with white stripes, red socks with stripes, and red helmets. The Pens Elite in gold, as Colby mentioned. Gold uniforms with the Penguin logo on the chest. Black pants with gold stripes, gold socks with black stripes, and the iconic gold Pens Elite helmet. Ofterhide at the point on a great feed from down low. It was Hartman dishing it back. Ofterhide sails one just over the outside of the blocker side. They'll send it back up looking for Hartman to break in. It's Julius with the puck. Up the wing for Hartman. Hartman with the puck a lot early in this one. Good first shift for 14 in goal. Boo falling on the play, getting legs yanked out as the Penguins complete another change. Here we get the man who got the early shout out, Armstrong. His pressure forces the turnover. Here's Filiaggi in a 1-on-2. He gets the whole way through, and he'll fire it by. Pressure from Armstrong forced the turnover to Filiaggi, and he just willed the puck into the cage.
We've seen him do that this weekend now a few times. Just his will, his ability to get to tough areas. He scored a great goal this afternoon, 1 o'clock game, of course, against the Marlborough team. And determination, Jeremy. It's not the one and done. It's the second and third battle that Filiaggi's game has seemed to take on here this weekend in this tournament. Of course, we know he's a tenacious guy on his own, but coming up big with some big, grindy type goals in some hard areas.
Ooh, gets right back into the Penguins' kitchen here after the goal. Very important shift right after goals. Sioux with a good scoring chance. Clutter equal to the task on their first major scoring opportunity. Armstrong collides with a player behind the cage. As we bring you the vantage point from the Viking Arena here in the corner, we're on the regular size rink. which doesn't have bleachers, so
I've come to get used to this angle. I mean, it's not a great angle, I imagine, for our family and friends at home or just people tuning in. But as I get more comfortable down here at the long end zone, pretty okay spot to watch the game.
millions upon millions.
Millions, that's
of
right.
Swirly Nation out there. Make sure if you're listening, you click the subscribe button below. You can sign in with your Google account to YouTube and click subscribe. If you're hearing us live or on the replay, click it. I believe we're close to 920. We're at 919 last I looked. So creeping ever so closely to our 1,000 subscriber number.
I'll tell you this initial reaction so far from seeing this Sioux team, and we don't see too many of these Canadian teams, Jeremy, but it's a really fast, nice skating team. At least their forwards are when they get up here on the forecheck, get up ice, and they look to seem to have some pop and jump in their step, maybe better than the other teams we've seen. I know the Marlboros possessed the puck and had great concepts and system play, were very organized and controlled. This team seems a little more chaotic and fast with the way that they want to play.
As Evans controls, he'll feed up.
Oh!
Pass, a beauty to the
How
stick
many
of Reel.
times have we seen Evans either a tape-to-tape or an area pass to Reel driving into that back post area and unable to connect the last game, and this time just out of the reach of Reel.
Tap pass by Evans to the goal scorer, Filiaggi. Weaves in, fires another one. He is buzzing. Talk
He's
about
buzzing.
smooth skating. I love the power crossovers from 10 in gold. Up and down the ice as he changes the attack angle, able to create more speed and power using those crossover strides. He's been
hungry.
on fire
I mean,
here
he's
in
been
this
hungry. He's played a hungry game. He's been on pucks when it's in
I do hear his dad doesn't feed,
tight
which is probably
quarters.
why he's
Well,
hungry.
it looks like he's eating all the food and his dad gets none, but judging by the looks of his dad. I'm going to hear about that after the game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
You were
like,
chirping
"You were
me.
making fun of me."
Were you chirping me?
Let's hope we get a gift card for him to give out.
Of course, all the sacrifices these dads make, and we know Chris is sacrificing his meal so his son can eat.
It'll be to the corner. It's Ofterhide trying to leave it for Carter. Again, another Penguin having just a great
There he is
weekend.
again.
Filiaggi
10.
right back on it. The corner. Nice play up the side to Ofty. Ofty will dump it back for Filiaggi. Picked off by the boys in red and back out to center. Ofterhide finds Hartman, who's also been around the biscuit a lot.
There he is again.
Filiaggi trying to
Oh.
weave through. It's just swiped away at the last minute.
What a handful Filiaggi's been this entire shift. I feel like a puck's finding him. He's creating. His feet are moving.
Back to the puck there. He was able to leave it for Kaminsky. Regroups at center. A tap pass by Merlot. Doesn't quite connect. And back come the Greyhounds. Firing one.
Oh,
that
that was a
just
shot.
Skipped off.
Kennedy.
Of
Is that Kennedy? Is that Tyler Kennedy? Who is from the Sioux, maybe a long-lost relative or cousin, although he is bigger than Tyler already. 17, Kennedy.
EK. Runs his training school in Pittsburgh. I know Cameron skates.
Stanley
time
Cup
to time.
champion.
And name emblazoned on the big silver cup as champions of the league in 09 with the Penguins. I did not know a Sioux native. Penguins will battle behind the cage here as Kennedy tries to force it in front. We're getting a whistle. The arm is
Kaminsky,
raised.
interference. We're unsure. He's making it up. He's deciding what he wants to do. Everyone's unsure. Pointing.
2 penalties. Will be a pair of guys.
Oh,
headed.
they were going at it maybe in front of the net as we saw that last game, a call last game, right, Jeremy?
Will be coincidental minors. Yeah, the front of the net, they're battle zones. Last 2 games we've seen calls there, so something to keep in mind as we progress here. There will be another game tomorrow in the border battle. We don't know who, we don't know when, and
We don't know
even
anything.
where.
We don't know.
So,
We're very unsure.
You know how you can find out, though? You can find out by following Cine TV on Facebook, Twitter,
Oh,
Instagram. Follow us on the socials, as well as check out the website, and you'll get all the information on the next game. There'll be another Canadian opponent for the Penguins as the Sioux work behind the Penguins' net. They'll go low to high. We saw this effectively used by the Marlies a number of times in the game this morning. Sioux setting it up on the low to high play as well, trying to stretch out the Penguins' defense. Harris able to get control and wedge it out to center, missing Armstrong between the legs. And it'll be Star to the puck. Penguins defenseman, the Constellation Kid, with a nice outlet pass to Paris.
Oh, he Armstrong.
Wu.
He could
Wu's
be.
got Armstrong.
Oh, the old classic between the triangle play.
Armstrong battles along the boards for the puck. Want to wedge it further on. Lifted off the boards, but kept in by the Penguin. That's Paris, now Armstrong. Armstrong shooting one. Stick on puck deflection to the corner. Knocked out of the air by Filiaggi. Penguins getting a change behind the play here. Getting some fresh legs. Filiaggi fresh. He's tackled behind the net. Evans following on. Real on the ice as well. Out come the Greyhounds for a stick lift by Star and a dump. It's icing. And it'll head back to the other end. Got just under 7 minutes to play here in the first period. 5 seconds left on the magic penalties.
A lot more frantic game. I mean, we were on Olympic ice prior to this, so it's hard to say. And I stand by my call that the Sioux team is a lot faster than that London team we played over here. And who else did we play the other day? What was that other team called? The Kitchener team. There's a little more frantic speed type of team. Noticeable, and I much prefer the regular sized rink game comparatively to the slower paced, wide open Olympic ice, and I think it suits our team a little bit better as well.
1-0, your Penguins lead here, first period action. We're offside at the Penguins line. We'll get a neutral zone face-off. It'll be Filiaggi leaning over the dot. Biagio win it back towards Ofterhide. It's tapped past him by a Greyhound. Reversed up the ice by Julius. Tap pass by Filiaggi. Found Real. Real back to Filiaggi as he'll drive down the wall. Real comes away with it in the corner. Now Filiaggi as we drive towards the net. End up behind the cage. And the Penguins will get on the forecheck action. Full cross ice pass deflected, so no icing.
Should go over to Julius. This has to go over to Julius, and it goes up the strong side, almost avoiding Kennedy here for the Greyhounds on his forecheck, but oh!
Real rings one off the iron. It skips up into the netting behind the cage.
So we saw Ofterhide coming back for that puck. That's you want to relieve pressure. He was under attack and turned it up, caught a lucky break to get it by Kennedy, who was forechecking hard for that Greyhounds team. Just bump it out the other side, come up together, allows your forwards to understand the flow of play, and they can play in transition. And I know they've been working at that. We've seen it at times when it's been golden and great.
Penguins get the puck all the way to the offensive zone corner. Greyhounds will take control, and back they come. Here's that speed you talked of. That speed might get him in trouble, is now where you've got an offside play. And off for Wu. Won by the Greyhounds. Headed up at the red line and dump and chase action. With speed are two Greyhounds pressuring Kaminsky. They'll get control in the corner. Wu follows on in support. Kaminsky and Wu, 88-78. Able to out-muscle the Sioux Greyhounds and get it to Hartman. He's up the wing and offside at the Greyhound line.
A little chaotic stop and start play, offsides on both lines. And
we get some extended, we still have 6 minutes left in the game despite, they're just not running the clock.
Well, I know our boys Valella and Ofterhide were set to run the clock and music, but got called off. Fortunately, they'd be stellar.
Don't worry though, folks, they're still with each other. They are still together as usual during the game. They were going to be in the box together, but will be standing together in the
This is true.
migration
This
zone.
is true. This is. Oh, here we go! Filiaggi!
Luca Filiaggi. And Gouda is Gouda, but top Cheddar is better.
You know what, Jerbear? I told Cruz he had a not great game this morning, ended up getting benched off a penalty. You got to be involved. You've got to create turnovers, and he does so on the forecheck right there. It's him in the big Eiffel Tower. Brady Paris were involved on a forecheck and able to spring the puck out front to 10, bleep 10. Billy Bob said in Varsity Blues, one of the great line, a 10. And Luki Filiaggi having a great weekend, and he continues here today as well.
And Brady Paris drives the left wing side. Wrapping it around, stopping and starting. Leaving it for Filiaggi. Gets it to the middle. It just avoids Armstrong. But Reel. Like Reel on the ice now. Armstrong got it changing. Starr will dump it in. Filiaggi will come off. Paris will come off. As the Pens complete the line change, it's Reel with the puck. He delayed at the line and it forced an offside play. He tried to pass it across. You face off at the line. Controlled by Julius. Over to off the right, up to Evans. Evans will dump it in for Wu. Wu with speed, tracking the puck behind the cage. Evans comes in puck support. 2 players down as it comes free up the wall. Ofterhide steps up to keep it in. Nice from stick to glove, back to the stick. As Reel battles along the boards, it's underneath the Greyhound. To the corner for Evans. Knocks a player down, comes away with the puck. It goes back to the point, it's Ofterhide. Back for Reel. Down low for Evans. Evans in front, there's a one-timer by Wu that kicked away. Good puck movement there on this group. Ofterhide, Evans, and ultimately finding Wu in front for the one time. Ofterhide banks it in directly. That one's picked, and back come the Greyhounds. Stopping, pulling up, looking, firing one wide to Clutter. Rebound will pop out the other side. Wu there to just do damage and come away with it. Here's Evans. Will he find Reel as he cuts in front? Evans with a toe drag and an absolute missile that stopped and held. Cameron Evans putting on the Ritz. He had his tap shoes on for that one, dancing into the middle with a filthy toe drag. Tries to go Roof City, but his check did not clear. It was stopped by the netminder. And we stay at 2-love. Filiaggi behind the cage. Stopping and starting, twisting back the other direction.
He's feeling it, hey? You can just tell he's got that pop, he's got that jump, that confidence. I mean, how big is confidence
Huge.
For any athlete, never mind a professional athlete, but kids, 12-year-olds, to feel good with what they're doing, and it just starts to breed more confidence and build, and you can see Luca really, really feeling it right now.
Penguins defending in their end. Kaminsky pins a Greyhound to the wall. Filiaggi follows on to get control. All the way to the corner, he'll reverse. And the Pens will organize out the right-hand side this time. A chip play off the wall, a pair of them by Hartman, second one stopped. Kept in by the Greyhounds as Merlot will get control in the corner. He'll rim it around to Hartman. Hartman up the wall again. This one stopped the second time. Kaminsky will battle back behind the cage as Kennedy wraps it around. There's Merlot to say no thank you. The centering pass. Filiaggi comes away with it. He'll get it to Carter. Carter off the boards and out to center. Penguins taking the heat out of a hot kitchen there. The Greyhounds trying to dump it in. It goes off the stick of Merlot as it bounces free at center. Greyhounds in onside shot to Clutter and a little whack for good luck afterwards.
A much more chaotic, scrambly game than we've seen in any of the other games this weekend. And I think this Sioux Greyhounds team, they just say, you know what? We're just going to pull the cord and let them rip. The Pens will have to do their best to deal with the energy and speed of this team as they've got a little bit of it going for them right now.
I love Star and Valella's regrouped in their own end right now.
Yeah.
I think they've been stellar.
Just thinking and controlling. Yeah, absolutely. Great point. Great point. Because it's something they've been working at. And, you know, to see them execute and do it and pull it off when it works and you know, really have that chemistry right there. We see another one. Valella out of traffic, over to Star, and just simple plays. And they've been able to do that. 100%. Great little pairing. The back end.
There's Paris driving to the corner. Wu follows on, gets it back to Valella. They connect again. Valella to Star. Star down the right wing side. Into the corner where he's defended. Will be followed on by Paris. Now Armstrong keeping it at the point for the Pens.
You know what? I think it's a tandem, right? Of, you know, Starzy's a little more offensive instincts and Valella just a little more rock solid thinking and just defending.
As that one comes right into our kitchen there, almost. Luckily, the glass was there. I
mean,
how
much money on the gift card if that would have hit you right in the coconut? I mean, I think
I'd have felt bad for the puck hitting this noggin.
Yeah, exactly.
As Ofterhide's knocked down behind, he's still able to get control and dish it all the way across to his partner Julius, who's rubbed off on the play. The Greyhounds come away with it. Julius right back in it to break up.
We've got something barking. I'm unsure. Sioux guy looks like he's like, what? Not me. I don't know. What the heck?
Like, I just got done with church, and you're going to send me to the sin bin. Back to confession he'll go. Oh, it looks like they're going to call two again. That's all right. Sending a message in front of the net, I guess, that if you engage in pushery and shovery, will also engage in sitting in the box room.
And, you know, Brady Paris is not known super heavily for the penalties or being involved that way. We'll sit with another player here, minute and a half, and Pens will have to go to work without him. And this number 11, he's got some pop, doesn't he? And it's a nice, smooth skater here for Sioux.
Filiaggi gets the puck behind. He'll toss it up for Julius. Julius up the wall was trying to get it to Reel. It'll be cut off by the Greyhounds, and they possess to the corner. A little pick play there to free up number 11.
I don't even know.
Sioux.
Gaizetti.
As the horn will sound, and after about a 17-minute first period,
Gaizetti's a player.
Because of a lack of clock running at times, we'll head to period number 2 with the Penguins leading on a pair of Filiaggi goals.
Filiaggi coming in huge. He's been noticeable all weekend, of course. He's playing left wing and right wing and bouncing around, but it's his play that is standing out. Is assertive, his feet are quick, he's confident, he keeps pucks on his stick, he gets to hard areas, and he's been awarded the last couple games, 2 today and 1 earlier game today, so 3 today now and counting for number 10. I love the Miss Davis quote from you after my Billy Bob comment, which was absolutely awesome. One of my favorite movies.
Flight of the Dads. They move from one side to the other.
Mr. Filiaggi glowing with glee as his son is doing so well. And you know what I'm thinking? Maybe one of the mission dads will carry his son's equipment to the car after the game. That is a cheap shot. That is a cheap shot.
This one was led by Chris Filiaggi flying from one side to the other.
You know what? He deserves it too, because Luca's having a hell of a game today. There's no way Chris should be carrying Luca's bag to the car. You know what? I might carry Luca's bag to the car today.
Evans centering here as Reel comes away with it. Evans on the center drive. Shot from Reel off of a defender, and back come the Greyhounds.
That might have been my greatest line in City Swirl history.
It's
Poor Chris, eh? He walked by at the wrong time.
Shot from the Greyhounds, fought off by Clutter.
That's funny.
Brought out the other side by Hartman, skating through it as
Reel. Good job by Reel to get through traffic, and just you see his hands right there, right in your kitchen, right in front of us as he tried to corral that puck getting through traffic. They'll have to regroup right now in the neutral zone.
Here's Kaminsky to Merlot. Reel on the forecheck. Merlot keeping it at the point once, twice. Reel gets his stick taken away from him by a Sioux Greyhound. No call there. The Pens will dump and change now. That's Filiaggi, Carter, and Armstrong.
It'll be an icing. I know Starzy went back for that puck hoping it wasn't going to be icing. You know, he loves to wind her up and get going and go end to end. Instead, you'll have to wait to unleash, hopefully, a giant booming slap shot from the point, and I can't wait for your goal call on that one when it happens here off this offensive zone faceoff.
Harris.
As they set up for the one-timer up top, you can see Star will switch at the top with Villela for the one-timer situation.
Good breakout feed there by the Greyhounds. They're up the left wing side. Defended perfectly by Villela. Puck freed up for Paris. Rimmed around for Filiaggi, and he tosses it right to Brody Carter. Brody Carter will drive in all the way to the corner. A dump and self-chase as he's banged against the boards. It'll be Filiaggi off of Paris.
Uh-oh,
now
here it
to
comes.
Star
Kaboom!
winds, fires, and it's into the gullet. The breadbasket area of, is that Isla?
Isla. Isla. Isla.
La 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 la. Off for Paris, back to Ofterhide, who tosses it to the corner. Brody Carter right into your living room there, chasing it down on the forecheck as he and Filiaggi will bump into each other. Filiaggi, no surprise, comes away with it. Ducking and dodging into the middle. Carter to the puck. Now Paris follows on. Carter and Paris. Carter with it, knocked away just off Filiaggi's stick, cleared up to center, gathered in by Julius, and the Pens will regroup there. It's Julius to Ofterhide, back to Julius, off the stick of Parrish, right to Carter, who dumps it in behind the Sioux net. The Penguins look for another change. It'll be Julius, Ofterhide, cuts free and dumps it into the Sioux zone, where Armstrong, who's been on the forecheck each of the times the Penguins got goals, he's on it again. This time it's freed up to Evans. Now Armstrong. Armstrong cutting to the middle, leaving it back to Merlot. His shot deflects in front and it's kicked away. A masked man in white with a great kick save there. There's Merlot with it. Merlot up to Army. Armstrong taps it to the corner and chases it down. Blue able to dislodge. Stopping and twisting with it. They'll go off the boards, trying to go to the point. There's a Greyhound in the way.
It hit that bad ice in front of the Zamboni door also and kind of changed directions on all the kids.
Greyhounds will bank it out to center. Who gets control? He'll fire it deep. Pens will change. Penguins doing a great job getting good, quick, short, aggressive shifts as Reel gets on the forecheck. He kind of delayed away and ends up picking off a pass.
Oh.
Hartman will feed it in front, goes under a defenseman and just avoids the stick of Reel. Back to Hartman, who's all around the puck today. His shot off of a stick bounces in front. Harris there, and a diminutive Greyhound escorts him out from in front of the net.
Interesting names to bring up of Sioux Ste. Marie Greyhound lore at the OHL level that played in this town. Wayne Gretzky and Matt Murray as well. Jared McCann had a stint with the Pens. Jeff Carter was there. Trevor Daly as well. Rick Tocchet was a Sault Ste. Marie Greyhound as well as Paul Coffey. A lot of historic Hall of Famers and just names and Penguin connections coming through the system there in the junior program of Sault Ste. Marie.
They're a better skater in hockey history than Paul Coffey.
Well, Paul Coffey, and then you go, they had Trevor Daly there. They've seen some fantastic, Jeff Carter. I mean, they've had some unbelievable skills, and I didn't even say, Wayne Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky, I think, played there when he was 13 years old, which is absolutely insane. I think he had a helmet on that was one or two pieces. It might have been the one that just wraps around your head, like the plastic with the top of your head was exposed. You see those old pictures, no visor, no mask, nothing, at 13 years old playing junior hockey in the Sioux. Of course, then I believe he wore number 9, which was homage to Gordie Howe.
Big Gordie Howe fan. Iconic picture, 2 of them together.
There's a great picture of Gordie, I believe, with the Hart Trophy, hooking Wayne Gretzky around the neck. And Wayne Gretzky, I believe, was 9 years old at the time. A really cool picture. If you haven't seen it, look it up.
As Carter finds Filiaggi, it just bounces off of his stick. Penguins using the center drive of Evans there to create some space, but back come the Greyhounds left-hand side. They'll pop it to the corner. Worked down low. In front for a Greyhound shot that's kicked out by Clutter.
Great job by Preston to stay front and center with that and come post all the way across the other post. Clean that up, and I think the coaches of the Sioux team called that as there was a little bit of a manhandling down low by Cameron bumping a player off the puck, and Cameron Evans will sit for, I'm unsure what it is, pushing?
They're calling it trip.
Tripping, okay. It looked like he kind of just pushed him off the puck a little aggressively. It could have been hitting or whatever. Roughing is the one they like to call this weekend. Nonetheless,
he's getting familiar with the penalty box attendance this weekend.
Yeah, your kid and my kid. I mean, they must be listening to the broadcast and being extremely embarrassed by all the things we're saying and taking it out during their play.
The Greyhounds to set up the power. A wraparound attempt, kicked away by Clutter. Gathered in along the wall, pressured immediately by Filiaggi. They just can't clear the zone, though, as the Greyhounds set up with the man advantage. Evans in the box, a minute and a half for tripping call. The Greyhounds set it up. In front, slashing in was number 11. He couldn't quite get to the puck in time to fire one through. Kennedy will fire it down low on Clutter from the point. Rebound gathered in off of a Penguin into the netting by the Viking. And we'll get a whistle. Penguins will change penalty killers. 46 seconds left on 43's minor.
Just a quick shout out.
Hi, Bella. Hi, Pops. Hi, Nana.
Boom. And there it is. Mila giving the great shout out on our Cine Swirl feed on YouTube. And Jeremy said subscribe. And that's what we do here. We bring it to the people. People want to hear us. People want to watch us. But mostly family members are massively tuned in. We've got Italy, we've got Korea, or where do we have? What did you say? Where else? What other countries
Italy.
Do we have? Italy.
Big in Italy.
Massive in Italy. For some reason.
I think the Clutter family is the Italian
There's another Clutter grandfather here. I know the Valellas were in town. We mentioned them. Now I've noticed that Preston's grandfather is here also.
To the point, pressured by Wu, and he'll clear the zone. 5 seconds left on the PK. It is great to see the families. I know the
awesome.
Valellas in the Indianapolis area, so a little closer for them to try to get up here to Detroit to watch Tino play. As out of the box came Evans. Merlot with it. Wide to Wu.
Well, can he make
Wu's
this play?
Real.
He had
fire
him.
One short side.
Absolutely had him. That one gets out of the zone.
Penguins are reset things here. It looks like Paris will jump on. Try to reset the lines. Paris to take the face-off. Diddy pass, and the Greyhounds will set things up. Big collision there for Valella. Here comes Hartman. Hartman in front, looking for Paris, just misses the twig. Paris will get to it, tries the stop and start move in the corner. It's cleared by Sioux. No icing. So, well, now they're going to call icing. One guy said no, one guy said yes. These guys are on game 37 of the weekend, I think.
That's what, like $500? I mean, they're doing okay.
Not a bad day. Buzzing around. So we do get the icing call. Paris will take the draw in the Sioux zone.
Nope.
Shot from Villela.
Oh,
Pop free.
fire
Here's
that.
Rio. He gets loose and fires it. Blocking the shot.
Number
and
12
shaking
it
off.
off. Did he get it on the hand?
Looked like it. As the Greyhounds are back up through center. Picked off by Paris. Sent to the Sioux line. Coming free, number 11.
He's
Defended
got
by
legs,
Villela.
this kid. He can buzz.
A beautiful,
Great
sweet
job.
reach around poke check. Deep check by Villela.
Villela, a good skater on his own, going against number 11. Just a great skater for the Sioux team. And Preston, unbelievable, just diving out with his chest and his glove to get that one. And supreme confidence, perfect positioning, flips it to the ref like ho-hum. Goes for a little twirl, but Villela, awesome play. Matching the skating, and then just at the last second, the decision and the ability to kind of swing his stick around, as you mentioned, swing around the body and go stick on puck.
Greyhound edge it towards the cage. It's loose in front, wrap around at them, kicked
It
out
went right
by
through.
the
Wow.
Penguins, and the Greyhounds are pounding it towards the net, just couldn't get one by. Looking to make this a one-goal game. A shot down low. It's back in front again. Wiped away by Filiaggi. Can't quite clear. Julius with it. Up for
He's got it.
Filiaggi,
They got two.
And he's potentially got Evans. It's a 2-on-1. It's a potential 3-on-1.
There it is.
Filiaggi backside.
For the
I
hat
think
trick.
He tried to shoot it to the slow, short, wide side and just missed. Evans will set up Carter now. Back in front. One-timer by Evans. Off a stick and wide. Julius to the puck. So Sioux was pounding it at the Pens end, and they've come back the other direction of your Penguins and are just applying the pressure now. Evans will skip to the corner. Nice little tap for Filiaggi. He tries to go back to Evans. He'll get through.
Whoa!
And off the pads.
And here
to
goes Wu. This is the rotation on the forecheck, and this is their recipe for this Penguins team. It's just one guy, then the next guy, and then all of a sudden they're possessing, and you're drinking out of a fire hose.
A snapshot by Wu off the cage. And it's kept in again, this time Julius. Evans got off, so the Penguins with some fresher legs. They've got Parrott, they got a whole new set of forwards on the ice. And Sioux with the long change in the second is the Penguins' possession center. They're gonna get one player off, but if the Pens can get it right back in here, you're gonna have tired Greyhounds. And tired Greyhounds don't run as fast at the dog track. You gotta watch for that.
They don't. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Kennedy picks it up for the Greyhounds as it's flipped up the center for Lowe. Battling around the line, Sioux able to force it all the way to the Pens end, and they will get their line change. So Pens did a good job, but weren't able to capitalize by putting a puck in the net, but the Penguins controlling play there for a good 2 minutes as we wind inside of 5 to play in the second. Minsky picks it up in the Penguins. The D-to-D play for Merlot. Back to Wu. Wu tried to tap it to speed, and it just bounced at the last second. The ice here is rickety and bouncy, bumpy. It's not the pristine conditions we're used to from UPMC centers. Hartman takes a whack. All the things we've seen called in front of the net, that one let go, and back come the Greyhound. Finding, firing, clutter, blocker, and then
Stays
a
out.
sick stick save. Here's Merlot beating it cross. He got real, and they're going to say he's offsides.
I don't know if it was offsides. I think he called a two-line pass. That has been extinct for a long time, but
What a terrible
it was
rule
great
that
to
was.
see it. It made me bring back memories. That was unbelievable at the two-line pass rule. I mean, it's just tactics and thinking around it. Remember that? The two-line pass? Unbelievable. We had
Evans
that.
wins it to Real. They'll crisscross. He
There it is!
crisscross. Evans goes short side. He's
Oh,
trucked
no.
from behind.
Jaila was in a full split while taken in to him, and good thing he's 12 years old. If he's 2 years older than that, you're getting angel hair past the groin. seems to be okay and shake it off. He's ready to go. Unbelievable that he was able to withstand that as two players crash into him in a full split situation.
I pulled my groin.
If I did that,
there'd be an ambulance.
If I did that, there'd be surgery involved.
He's up and back at it. What a feed by Reel on that play, though.
Oh, I like those kinds of plays.
Oh.
Really good plays. That's those kind of anticipation area plays where a guy's getting to that spot, you know what I mean? And you lay it in there. We've seen your boy Cam do that a few times, and you know, we see it on breakouts here and there as well, where they lay it through a person into someone else.
Comes Reel again. Scott Evans driving the cage. It'll be tied up along the wall. Comes free to the middle. Be cleared by the Greyhound. Into the defensive zone there, Starr. Starr carrying with some speed. Wipes it over towards the middle. He was trying for Evans. It's picked off by Kennedy, and back come the Greyhound. Defended well by Ofteride and Stars. He tried to split the Penguins' defense core.
Without a stick.
And
I don't know what. That's something I used to do right there.
Looks like another shoving penalty. This one might be on.
I used to call that the old double down. I'd drop down from the point and just absolutely destroy someone on the cycle. And I'm not sure who they've got. Starzy without a stick. He was kind of limited. And when you don't have a stick, usually the other physical traits have to come into your game to defend. And got into the corner on a battle and decided to use his body to get in the way a little bit or hold a guy up or push a player. And an awkward feeling being a hockey player without your weapon in your hands.
Pressured at the point by Filiaggi. Played D-to-D, the Greyhounds back to the power play as Starzy will sit for a minute and a half. One-timer kicked away to the corner.
That got through too.
Yeah, good traffic in front by the Sioux. Blocked shot by Carter sent wide of the cage. Now Filiaggi back to it. Banks it off the wall. There's Carter. Carter wedges it by. Able to get it out the center. He's hauled down. Hauled down on the play, no call. Selective tripping calls here from Detroit.
Control what you can control and keep going. The Pens, when they are rolling, of course, what is there, 39 seconds it appears on the penalty. 2-star, get back to 5-on-5 and get back in that offensive zone and get back to the recipe that works, which is more checking and disrupting and layers of checking and speed, stick on puck to create chances off of that. And we'll see if they can get that going here as the second period is winding down as well. But you look out for Austin Wu, Jared Barrow.
He goes through the glove and just wide.
That's how hard he shoots. He shoots it through gloves, Jeremy.
An absolute missile from Wu just avoids the cage. Almost a shorty for the Penguins as the Greyhounds will try to go back to work on.
And that would have been an absolute dagger. An absolute dagger in the waning minute of this game. Now we're under a minute now. A shorty, and here he comes out of the box. Starzy wants it. Does Starzy get it? He went offside, and they're going to bring it all the way back. I like the thinking. We saw that last game as Wu got out of the box. They almost hit him. And Starzy, a stick bang. He was clanging. He was banging around as he came out. He was like a moose in the rut. Smashing into all the trees in the forest, letting his presence known, and just went offside as he came out of that penalty box.
I don't know if a kid's ever been described as a moose in the rut more accurately in the history of the world.
I'm from Saskatchewan, and I should start to throw some other references out there that relate and be absolutely comical.
I love it.
I've heard Daryl Sutter refer to Coyote in Heat. If you could imagine how hard those dogs would work.
Penguins battling in their own end. It's tied up by Evans, forced up for Armstrong. Bouncing puck. Brought all the way through. It's Hartman. Hartman will drive in. Able to corral the bouncing puck. Centering one. It's off the stick of Evans. He
Great
stays
job to
right
stay
with
on it. Can he outmuscle him? He's battling. Right there it is. Look at the Starsy, the big star.
As the battle's up and down the wall. Star in it. Armstrong in it. Will be Armstrong coming away.
I like
As
that.
the horn sounds, it'll end the second period. Penguins leading 2-0.
What a chaotic game. I like the small ice way better. More action, more battles. Certain areas of the ice. Been fun to watch so far.
Make sure to give a shout out and say hi to the Penguin forward Carter Schub at home right now.
Oh, the
Tuned into
Schub dog.
City TV, watching live, big screen. Got the big screen in the basement. I'm sure it's turned on. He's watching live. He's back on the ice in the red non-contact, and he'll be back here with us.
I don't know. Is he in the bay? Maybe he might be at Deep Creek in a hammock right now on their outdoor porch, tuned in on a.
I think the rain might be preventing that.
Oh, they probably have a covered area they can watch with a 52-inch.
They probably have a dome.
A dome, a full outdoor dome.
The Shuby Dome.
We're just looking up where the Sioux lands, and the Sioux lands where Lake Huron and Lake Superior kind of connect up into the. Where am I looking at here? I'm looking it up. I'm just trying to give our viewers an idea. So it's not too far of a straight shot down from the Sioux, which is right on the border of Ontario, and it looks like it may be Wisconsin-Michigan border. To shoot down right to Detroit. Can't be that far for the Sioux. I mean, going to Toronto or going anywhere else is 4.5 hour drive. So an hour further than we had from Pittsburgh. So not too far for being kind of, I feel like a secluded city, town in
Evans
Ontario.
sets up really had a great chance off the side, off the wall earlier. Fired one in earlier in this shift. This time setting up real. And a couple big-time saves by this goaltender.
He's standing strong after, especially he got ran into. When I say full split, it was extended, and he's been able to hang in there and just battle his way through that sequence of 3 to 4 saves, of bang-bang plays. And too bad Julius couldn't quite corral that low to high pass. It looked like he was ready and had the trigger loaded to go, and just kind of bubbled on him, and he wasn't able to get a full shot because Dalton can rip it pretty good when he gets a hold of it. Of course, rehab back this year too from an injury himself. Oh, and what a play by Dalton Julius to bypass up to Wu. Maybe a little too much instead of just bumping it over. A little too much. Kind of limited the play or what could happen there.
Able to pop it out the center off their hide. Reads it well, picks it off, drives right back in. He'll wind and crank one off of a stick and wide. Penguins will battle in the corner. Let the bodies hit the floor. 2, 3, maybe 4 down in the corner. And the Sioux trying to come away with it. There's Brody Carter.
You just don't get this on the Olympic ice. You just don't. And this is where I think we do a good job when we're on it and we're smothering and using our foot speed and our sticks and disrupting and disturbing. And this was a good shift right there. That was a good example. Carter, Hartman, Wu.
There's Kaminsky with a great outlet pass to Armstrong, who feeds it across just in front of Filiaggi. It'll go to the Sioux corner. Right
here we go.
In front of the Viking, and
here
the
they
Penguins
go.
right there to outnumber and get control. Filiaggi will toss it behind. Here's Paris battling along the wall. Brady Paris.
Oh!
A little.
Leo! Wow, what a play!
Some silky mitts on
Whew.
24 to pull it off the wall. Setting up a backside shot that went wide, and the Sioux still pinned in their end. Will finally clear it out to center. Merlot gets it, and right back in comes Filiaggi. He'll crisscross with Harris and fire a shot that the goalie did not see and just missed. You saw the goalie react as it banged off the boards and glass behind him.
Like how I react when my alarm goes off in the morning. Like,
Here's Paris shooting one heavy to the net. Stopped.
There it is. That's a good shift right there. Filiaggi, of course, all over it again, distributing the puck and creating chances. And Armstrong and Paris, they about 3-4 chances at the net on that shift alone, off of turnovers and in transition and winning battles in the O-zone. Good shift right there.
Wu, take the draw. Come free to Evans. Back down low for Wu. Wu went back up the wall. Evans had cut to the middle. And the Greyhounds will get it out the center. Defending is Villela. On the back check is Real. Shot off of a stick and cranked up high. Here's Wu for Real. Real will drive in a 1-on-2 situation here. He'll cut the whole way to the middle, firing it off of a skate. There's Wu back to it. In front for Evans, who shovels it towards the net. Evans with those quick release shots. We've seen it a couple times here on feeds. As that one shot at the net by Wu, it just misses.
It's a hard and cross body too. It's, you can't get much on it regardless, and it's either corral it and rip it or bunt it like we've seen him do with those quick bang bang plays as he's trying. And of course, as the boys get older and stronger and bigger, that'll become a little bit more easy to execute.
Starzy's hauled down, arm raised. And is he really? Starzy, while down, puts the stick out, and he's going to head off for a tripping. So,
another penalty here. I think this is back-to-back for him.
A game that's been controlled
all
by
right.
the Penguins.
Totally.
Is still in quite. It's a 2-0 Penguins lead here. Good goaltending by the Sioux. And they're still, this is a huge penalty kill here for the Penguins.
Yep.
You the 5 big horses for the Greyhounds, I'm sure, for a minute and a half here. They
Oh!
try to make it a 1-goal game, and Carter almost got free.
You just hope good things for Carter, as he's just like his ability, consistency with his play, and his legs every game, what he gives you, could have been gone right there.
Work it from the wall to the point, back to the wall. Trying to get it in front. Fanning on the shot, but staying with it. Big power forward for the Sioux. They get to the point now, pulling it around one, taking a whack from Julius. Here's Ofterhigh, pressuring the puck as the Pens are doing a good job keeping it outside here.
Yep.
That shot comes in, it's off Julius.
A little confusion there as Julius doesn't want to get on the other side of the ice and let Ofterhide do his job. He holds his ground. It's Ryland make plays and get it out to Hartman up the ice. He'll try to get it in as they'll look to change. Confusion on that change as the puck stayed right in front of the benches, Jeremy.
That heavy ice snow in front of the benches as Kennedy drives a power move to the net, kept out. And the Sioux set up here, 7 seconds left on the power play. Pens will be getting Star out of the cage as Hartman gets banged. He's able to clear it. Pens are back to full strength. Carter with the pressure. Back for Julius. Julius controls.
I like that.
Back
I like
to Kaminsky. Turnover. Here come the Greyhounds in. Shot, 5-hole area, and there's Clutter to say no.
I like that play, and it just was a little under pressure bobble, a little poise in the stick of Kaminsky would have served him well in that situation, but kind of tried to rush it a little bit, bumbled it, and led to a great opportunity in and alone in a 2-0 game to close it within 1. But Clutter able to bail him out and say, hey, guess what, Brennan? You owe me a milkshake tonight, brother.
Great job by Clutter. He's out on top. You can tell when he's on. He's out on top of that crease. Challenging pucks right there for that one, and we got a arm raise. I think it's going to be icing.
Yep. Armstrong unable just to get to the red line and under pressure just before he hit the red line and elected to just lay it in a little too much heat. on that flop pass to himself. He wanted to get going on the forecheck, and they'll line her up back here in the Penguin zone.
Biaggi in the dot. Worked deeper, a nice head fake by Kennedy. Power move back to the middle again. As the Greyhounds control. Fed in front, big save by Clutter, and he'll get a whistle.
Great edge work by Kennedy there. He's been absolutely noticeable in this game and eluded a defender in the other corner like he just disappeared. Now you see me, now you don't, and came out the other side, then made a great pass from behind the net out to his teammate in front. Clutter able to shut the door.
Twins defending in their own end now as Paris chops it up, able to get it out over the blue line. And the Greyhounds will try to regroup. Filiaggi with immediate pressure, followed on by Armstrong. A bouncing puck can't be corralled by the Penguins until it's in their zone and lofted back out by Ofterhide. Now Filiaggi will swipe it to the middle, gain control. He's in onside as he wraps one in front, looking for Paris. It avoids the big forward's backhand, and it's cleared to the wall by the Greyhounds. Great back pressure by Armstrong to rub a player out and dislodge the puck. Greyhounds get control and pop it right back into the Penguins. And
great play. Tino's looked awesome this weekend. Just super smart plays. Using his partners, just crafty, mindful, smart plays.
Real dumped a Greyhound in retaliation. Real was knocked down. The Penguins bench wanted a call, didn't get it. Real in retaliation will take a minor here. And we're going to send the Greyhounds back to the power play. Penguins playing with fire here in this one. What? So Real's going to be done for the game, I believe. It looks like he's getting a minor penalty and then an unsportsmanlike call. Real might be out for the remainder of the game. Over to the Penguins bench. The official. Minute 30 penalty on the clock.
Two nothing. Just under 8 minutes here in the third period. Hard-fought weekend. This is their fourth game in 2 days here in Detroit. The Border Battle Tournament.
What a job by Little.
This is a great concept, a great idea, and honestly, it's something we've been waiting the last few years. I know playing Canadian teams has been something that we've kind of talked about since our family and Cruz has been a part of the Penguins here, but we haven't been able to make that happen. So the fact that this tournament is happening and have the ability to have
confirmation here, Rio will be done for the game as he gets a 2 and a 10, a 1.5 and a 10 at this stage. With these times, it'll be Armstrong serving the 1.5 part as the Greyhounds set up on the power. Down low, off of Kennedy. He's been excessively noticeable for Sioux. I picked off by Wu. Can he break free? Can't, but he does dislodge it out to center.
There's 11 for the Greyhounds. Smooth skater back for that puck. Otherwise, Wu may have been gone.
Kennedy twisting to the area behind the net where he's pressured by Villela. Good outlet feed.
Great shot
of Clutter. Evans tripped up and even up here as they will get the trip. And the Penguins will play some 4-on-4 hockey now. 58 seconds of 4-on-4 and then a brief 32-second man advantage for the Penguins. As time ticks away, we're under 7:30 to play here. Third period action, Penguins leading by a pair. Penguins are coached by head coach Jeff Hannon, assistant coach Kyle Verbeek, and the good Dr. Jason.
The good doctor. That's a great name.
Arzi with it, tickling the blue line. They'll say it came over.
We have no way of arguing that from where we are.
None.
You know how we like to argue.
As I've said before, you don't win many of them
Uh-oh.
because they have the whistles. Splitting the Pens
Wow.
defense, number 8 for the Greyhounds. Able to kind of wedge himself between Ofterhide and Starr there and get a great scoring chance as Ofterhide's battling along the wall. Down low for Kennedy, pressured by Starzy. Comes 8 for Sue.
Sticks are so important defensively, especially on the kill. There you see Starr disrupting. Starr again, there it is. There's that stick. Stick on puck, sticks on the ice, so important.
Here comes Hartman. Will wedge it all the way into the zone. Filiaggi first one to it. Twist in the corner. Popping it out in front of the cage. Nobody there for the Penguins. 4 seconds left, a 3-on-3, and then the Penguins will get Armstrong out of the box. Armstrong serving the minor on Reel. Penguins are on a power play now. Across ice.
Oh, the rubber man. Get out of town, he says.
There's the fine wine, David Merlot breaking it up. In comes Army. Down the left. Instrumental on the forecheck in both the Penguins' goals. He's back on the puck. A bouncing puck just avoids Starr's stick at the blue line. That'll end the power play for the Penguins. And the Sioux are back to 5-on-5.
The kiss of death, the Armstrong stroke, as I was praising Villela's decision making, and then almost a giveaway as it just was hard enough. Much my dad always said, if you're going to go across ice like that, it better be an icing if you miss the player. It better be that hard, and Villela just enough mustard to get it through Sioux's stick. Otherwise, we may have seen a breakaway on Preston Clutter, who's looking to hang on here in the last, what do we got, 5.5 minutes in this game, and everything's back to 5-on-5, and this just comes down to consistency within the way you want to play and your idea of how you play. The Pens have done a good job thus far through this entire game, carrying good responsible play, Jeremy. I think we'd agree that that forecheck is we've mentioned it several times, but when they get that going, it's certainly a recipe to create zone time and scoring chances.
Come back to the Pens end. Even strength hockey going on right now. Haven't seen it in a while. Great touch pass by Paris. The Woo back in front for Paris, now off of a skate, and the Greyhounds will wedge it back out to center. Gonna look if you get a chance. This will probably be the last game we see the current bucket combination for Preston Clutter, as very happy to know that his new lid is ready to roll. I would expect to see some a helmet change in the next Clutter game. As he
No
directs the
way.
puck to the corner. Very thrilled with this. We'll have to get a.
Where are they getting it from? Detroit? Is it getting mailed here? How are they
So
coordinating
you get the
this?
bucket, and then you have to design it, and then it takes a couple weeks to get the
Oh.
grab, and that one gets him on the short side, and the Sioux have made it a 1-goal game with 4:22 to play.
There's a good laser beam and a battle one off the corner, and bodies beat. We saw this last game also down low, and how important it is to let that initial battle exist on its own as the supporting defender, not to be too close to that pile and be right in on top of it to get beat out of those down low areas. We saw it last game lead to a goal, and this time now snaps a shutout of plus Preston Clutter. And interesting enough, we've got ourselves a 1-goal game, as we've seen
And the Penguins
all
have
weekend.
88 Kaminsky moved up to the forward position here without Reel for the rest of the game.
Oh!
Rodden just swiped wide of the cage.
Oh! Julius is smashed down low. This ref saw it, as we did too. A massive hit. Kennedy,
hit
who's
by
been a
Kennedy.
massive factor in this game, superiorly noticed, creating all kinds of havoc and chances, and been very aggressive on pucks. I really like the way that kid plays, and just got wrapped up, and I think he was just going in that direction, and Julius got in his way, and that's a kind of bowling ball type of player that Kennedy seems to be. He's going to have to sit, as they just got 1 goal back to make it a 1-goal game, Jeremy, and find themselves trying to kill this off and hunt back, claw back to this game.
Ooh, weaving at the blue line, able to stay on sides. Penguins set it up here off their hide and Wu. Carter in the corner now. To the point for Ofterhide, back to Carter. Ofterhide, one-timer, deflects in front, loose puck cleared. Lodged by Starr, brought on by Carter and dumped all the way in the Sioux zone. 51 seconds left on the power play. As the forechecks in action, it'll be Hartman getting control. Hartman. Round a stick, backside feed to Villela. In front, shot.
Oh,
Free,
Hartman!
wedged at the net and just kicked away.
Hartman was Johnny on the spot right around that near post off that rebound, just unable to elevate it. An icing looks like it'll be called here on the kill. Who rips it all the way down, and a close call right there as Hartman pulled it off the wall, found Villela through the seam, and then followed onto the net on the ensuing shot from Villela from an angle. And Sioux goaltender, who's been very good here today as well, had to make a couple saves to keep this a one-goal game on this power play situation. 2:40 now, Jeremy, left and 15 seconds on this power play.
Penguins get a new power play unit out there. It's Filiaggi, Paris, and Armstrong with Villela and Merlot on the backside. It's Paris in the corner. 5 seconds left as they control. They're going to want to be cautious of the player coming out of the box. We've seen it a couple times this weekend. As Filiaggi falls, turns the puck over at the worst possible time, but the Pens defense, they're able to break things up at center. Who will still come with speed.
This kid can
crossing
buzz.
over, pulling up, leaving it for Kennedy.
Oh!
Eats it in the corner. Hope he's okay.
A big kid going down heavy there.
As he'll peel off, shooting one, trying that short side shot again. This time handled by Clutter quite well. As we'll battle along the wall.
So here we go. We see this right here. They've got a, there you go. Tino Villela steps off. Looks to support that play. He's not going to get beat off the wall in that situation.
Penguins unable to clear the zone. A backside feed kept out by Clutter.
Good job by Tino here battling down low. Hard work.
Harris will come away with it off the stick of Armstrong. Arm raised.
It looks like it'll be a high sticking, maybe. A stick got up, wrapped around Tino, who's battling and engaged down here right in front of us. Get the call. I don't know what that means. Roughing?
Roughing the call on number 9 for the Greyhounds. So the Pens will spend the rest of the game on the power play unless they get a goal.
And I got my daughter Mila here, who gave a special shout out to her Nana. Nana texted me and said, "What a great girl. Very happy of you know, Mila." Bella and Pops might be listening. I don't know, you want to say something?
Hi, Bella and Pops. I love you.
Oh, that is so cute. I didn't know the I love you part was coming. But timeout is called. I'm not sure which side. I imagine Sioux. Sue's going to want an idea on how they're going to get this next goal back here, shorthanded, and how they can get their goalie out and go 5-on-5 to generate something. Try to tie this game. But I think this is a great effort, though. Bounce back from this Pens team, from that Olympic ice, and physical, aggressive, structured, great movement.
We're happy to bring it to you here on Cine TV. Got cameraman Chris Merlot.
Chris Merlot, the university Camera U he went to. Obviously, we've been praising his doctorate from Camera U.
And producer Nick Paris.
Oh, he's unbelievable.
He's a 10.
Yeah, absolutely.
Color commentating by Colby Armstrong, and your play-by-play by Jeremy Evans. It's Evans in the corner, switching with Wu. Coming off the wall. Back up high for Starzy. Starzy back to Evans. Evans looking to distribute. He'll pull it away and find Ofterhide. Ofterhide and Starr play catch at the blue line. Starr will drive in. Deep for Carter as the Penguins deploying 3 lefty forwards right now. From all the way back to Starzy. Starzy to Evans. Evans. Around one, popped away from him, and back come the Sioux Greyhounds. Ofterhide, great defensive play to cut it off. And we're back up, bouncing puck through center. Empty cage at one end
Oh.
as Evans poke checks the puck away.
Sticks, offside, that stupid rule, offsides. And
I'll take the offside there. The Sioux with the puck
yeah,
and speed.
quiet it down, slow it down. Zamboni is revved up to go. The gate will fly open in the place where there's seriously a sinkhole in the ice there as they'll come on with 36 seconds left. Actually, sorry, 36 on the power play, which doesn't mean anything. 34 seconds left in this game. Empty
Woo.
net still, Jeremy.
Relieved from the faceoff dot. He's with Evans and Carter. 5-on-5 action faceoff in the neutral zone. Possessed by all.
Wow.
A big collision there. Wu in support comes away with it. Turns it over. It'll be an offside play.
Rise hurting from smashing someone. I mean, usually that brings a warmness and glee to your heart, but instead he's nursing some kind of owie.
As Carter jumps on the faceoff, it's directed back in by the Greyhounds, who lined a kid way up wide.
Oh, no!
Goes in heavy and hard.
Oh, no.
And he's not. He's hurt. He's going to be all right.
He did the splits. Holy cripes.
And that could be a major.
That's a hitting penalty.
I mean, that dangerous spot right there by the boards like that.
He went in really ugly. I'm surprised to see him get up so fast.
And he is okay, which is the most important part.
I mean, if that's a trait
a body
or a
check
gene
call.
from Bobby Starr, he would be down still. But Lynn Starr is his mom, and he rises to his feet. Dangerous.
Sticking the skates there.
Sticking the skates
play.
into the split situation and driving forward with his knee into the boards full force. And I don't know, Jake can fly too. He was going full speed back for this puck. So good to see he's still out there and gets up and going. Tough kid. Constellation kid.
And that horn will mean the end of pool play for the Penguins. They'll take a 3-1 record against the Canadian teams into a game tomorrow. Again, follow us. Make sure you subscribe below. Subscribe to our channel.
I'm having a blast here in Detroit with you, Jared Barrett. Great hockey, just fun commentating on this. And
Penguins will get another great Canadian matchup tomorrow, either here or at Oak Park. So join us tomorrow. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter. You'll get all the game times. Might sneak a highlight reel out there in the next week or so. So let's join us tomorrow. The end of the border battle. The U.S. team's showing up in this one so
They're playing
far.
well. I mean, all I'm hearing from some of the other teams is just positivity on winning. So we continue that. I know there's lots of kind of angst in facing Canadian teams and what could happen. We especially haven't seen them in a few years now, but some great showings, as you mentioned.
We are here ready to roll. And
to be determined tomorrow.
Thanks for joining us, CineTV.com.